Hey, what's up, everybody? Crap Gamer here, and as promised, I said I was going to do a podcast with people, Xbox fans, the community. I wanted to kind of thank the people that have kind of had my back and just interacted really well with me on like Twitter and social media and stuff. And so we got a lot of people here. Kind of graphic god Jay Williams, are you actually here? I sort of hear you. I heard a little. He's trying to communicate, people.
Use your words.
You can do it.
You
Oh,
can do
he's
it.
he's actually in here, but we can't hear him. Jamie Moran, what's up, bro?
Alright, I'm good. Glad to be on.
If you guys don't know who Jamie is, like we constantly do podcasts, and he watches them, and he tweets out like the most awesome points. And one time I was just like, he made a really great point, and I sent him a link. I was like, you need to get your ass in here, and he's like, man, I'm tired. It's like 4 a.m. here.
Yeah, I
So
would
I
have
was,
loved to.
yeah. So as you can see, he's British. So so we got him in here, and we got John, who is like a really big Xbox dude. He's got like a couple 100,000 gamer score. He's always like on the top of the list. Like always chasing him. It's crazy. What's up, John? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, man. And thanks for having me on your show. I mean, I've been wanting to say all this all night. Long time listener, first time caller.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's awesome, man. And we got Sinir, right? That's how you pronounce your name. And
Sinar.
Sinar. Sorry, that's like real
That's
nerdy.
right.
I don't know, man. And we got Siren. I can pronounce her name. You guys are, really cool people. I've been kind of following and talking. We kind of really hit it off when the interview came out because we would always joke back and forth with
Oh
the
my God.
lines and stuff.
You honey dickin'?
And yeah, honey dickin', yeah, like I don't know, you got.
Oh man,
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
digital syrup also. Digital,
Yeah.
oh man, all the time.
Bitch is blind.
yeah. And last and not least, Last Devastation. What's up, bro?
What's up?
Just everybody kind of that I've interacted with. Jay Williams, man, poor guy, just sitting there, can't talk. Just it's kind of funny. But anyway, man, it's just so funny to me because again, the reason why I was doing this is because I've been really kind of successful with, I'm not saying that I'm like huge success or anything on YouTube, but I do okay, and I just wanted to kind of just rock out with some of you guys. I mean, what's your guys' thought? What got you guys into gaming? What makes you guys Xbox fans? Just jump in.
All right. Well, hey, it's Techno, John Place. You guys know me as Techno Fabulous. I started actually about 35 years ago and gaming, and I'll actually be 43 this November. And Commodore 64, Atari, and ColecoVision back in those days, that's where I started my gaming. And since then, I've owned every system except for a Sony console, and I'm very proud of it.
Well,
Nice.
But no, and just to tell you guys a little bit about me, my whole family, we're gamers. We love gaming. We totally support Microsoft. Sometimes I've been called a fanboy, but that's not really true. I'm one of those guys where I support one console. I play so much, I don't have enough time to play on multiple consoles. So
Hey, you know what, John? You know what's cool about you is you always tell me you're like I would get a PlayStation if there was something I want on there, and that was basically, nothing appealed to you, and that was like kind of what resonated with me was that you were saying exactly what I was saying, which was there's nothing really on that platform that you wanted. Why would you even bother? Because you can play pretty much everything you want on Xbox. So I mean, I think that pretty much says it all. And you've got like, you have like every game, man. I'm like, man, this guy's playing like all these games, man. He has everything, and it's like fantastic.
well,
So
I'll tell you what, crap, and I don't mean to interrupt, but Xbox really, as an Xbox owner, we have great games headed our way. I mean, Team Xbox, Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, everybody, Mike Ybarra, they work so hard for all the Xbox fans. And you've got games like Halo 6. You got Forza 6, excuse me, and we've got all these great games. Gears Ultimate Edition. We just got all these great AAA's, first-party games. Even Chris Charla, the ID at Xbox Games, we've got great indie games. For me, Xbox has everything that I want in a game. I can't imagine, crap, not being able to play Halo, not being able to play Gears, not being able to play Forza. So I'm Xbox fan for life.
Well,
I
well, I
feel
mean,
you with that.
yeah. Who wants to jump in next, man? What is it about Xbox that you like, man? Why is it? Why are you an Xbox fan? You're not obviously not falling for the propaganda from Sony, right? None of you guys, hopefully.
No.
Definitely
Nope.
not.
Who?
Sinear, I know you're a pony.
Yeah, underground pony. Pony. No, I'm just kidding. I guess I'll go next. Name's Signer212. I guess usually people ask if the gamer tag is. It's kind of weird. In Star Wars lore, Signar is the company that makes the X-wings. I know, but hey, I'm a big Star Wars fan. But pretty much how I got into gaming. For the longest time, my parents, they always hated the whole video game thing, and I think for the longest time I just had a regular Nintendo, even past like when I was in like elementary and then middle school. Then I think I ended up getting a PlayStation, then an N64. Then I think about a year after Dreamcast died, I thought I was the coolest kid on the block because I just got a Dreamcast, and everyone's like, yeah, but I got a PS2 over here. But I never had a PS2. And
Were you happy with that decision? I mean, because Dreamcast to me, I played that more the first couple years after the PS2 came out because the PS2 was lacking games in my opinion, and I was really into the online aspects of Dreamcast. So when it came to the Dreamcast, I didn't even play PS2. You know what I mean? At first, for the first couple years, you know what I mean?
Well, mostly it's because I couldn't really afford it. That, and all my friends had Grand Theft Auto 3. I remember the first games I had for my Dreamcast was Sword of the Berserk and Daytona USA. But after that, I remember I was on Dreamcast for the longest time playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I remember one day for my birthday, my brother came home, and I remember even though I didn't have a PS2, and all I heard was PS2 was God. That's a console you got to have. And my brother came home one day, and he's like, "Hey, you want an Xbox for your birthday?" And I'm like, yeah, sweet. So we went and got original Xbox. The first game was Max Payne, and that's where I became an Xbox fan. I had Xbox the whole time. I had the 360, and then me and Siren got Xbox Ones the day one, and pretty much, like I said, I'll play all types of games. I mean, I'll play all consoles, but my heart is Xbox. I bleed green, but kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, I might play some games on PS4, PS3, 360, Xbox 360, but even though I'm a huge fan of Xbox, I still give them shit when something goes wrong. Like we were talking earlier, when the Xbox One first came out, their party system was fucked up. It was horrible. Like they went ass backwards, and that's okay. And that's where I think these new age gamers don't realize it's okay to criticize the company that you like. Everybody has, their own favorite, but, pretty much, but no, like, in my heart life, for video game wise, scary games. I love scary games, even though I can't complete them because...
Yeah, see, even though you're an Xbox guy, you bought Until Dawn, you have a PS4, you know what I mean? And that's perfectly fine. Like, for me, I'm okay with, like, the thing I hate most of all, outside of Sony just kind of half-assing their generation, is the fans. Like I can't get next to their fan base. It's like when I'm with Xbox, they're just open. They're like very inviting. That like John, right? John, you had shoulder surgery. Everybody's checking on you, making sure you're all right. You know what I mean?
Man, it's been great, the whole Xbox community, and I'd like to thank everybody listening in on Twitter because I've had a lot of support from people that I've met through Xbox and Xbox Live that some of the friendships that I've made, Crap, I mean, I'm closer to some of my people that I've met through gaming than I am my own family. I mean, the Xbox community is just awesome.
I actually, it's funny, John, you hit a red point. I have a buddy, my buddy GT Marauder. I met him when 360 came out, I think around in 06, so I've known him over 7 years. And once a year, he lives in Canada. He'll come down here. He's done about 3 years in a row. He'll come down here and stay for a weekend. We'll all hang out. We'll have I'll have a big video game party. But it's that tight knit community. I mean, I got like a handful of friends, in the real life, but all my friends are on Xbox Live. And some people might look at it as sad, but that's your friendship, those bonds. And kind of talking about friendships and kind of going to the next step of Xbox Live. When I hear people say, why do you pay for Live? I'm not paying for Live. I'm paying for the experiences I have with my friends.
Right.
That's what I'm paying for. And, I guess if that costs me $60 a year or whatever promo sale, that's that's my experience. You cannot recreate that experience.
Yeah.
Especially when new games come out.
Right.
So and pretty much, but no, like I play all. I play all the systems, but my heart is at Xbox, and I'm not afraid to admit it. But I'm also not afraid to criticize Microsoft if they fuck something up.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? And I know your wife wants to say something. I just want to say that, like, I've been criticizing this a lot lately. I can't see my alerts on Xbox Live. That totally pisses me off. Like it says you got 104 alerts, and I'm like, cool. Let me check what people are liking. Maybe right, and and they're trying, like when they comment on a clip or something, and I click on it, it's like, we're sorry, we can't get that right now. Like I can never get to my alerts, never.
That's annoying. I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Like people follow me or whatever, and I can't even tell who they are because it can't get my alerts. So that like totally pisses me off, and I've been kind of ranting about that lately. And John, going back to you real quick, I remember you bitching about the achievement system because remember when the achievements weren't unlocking right?
Oh. I still can't get that fucking legendary achievement on Rise. I've beaten the game.
I've got a great story to tell about that too. I had a horrible problem. In fact, one day I logged in and I looked at my gamer score, and I like to really knock out the games, and I really pay attention. Well, I noticed that I logged in one day, and I'm like 5,000 gamer score short.
Ooh.
So it just disappeared. So I was going through looking at my achievements, and it showed the achievements unlocked. But I looked at my games and apps, and it would say like Dragon Age, where I had like 1,000 gamer score, it'd say 0 out of 1,000. So I knew something was wrong. So anyway, I was able to get in touch with Aaron Greenberg, and I can't say enough about that man because he went out of his way.
You're kind of cutting in and out, bro.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here, but you're like, you sound far away and then close and then far away again.
Okay, how can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
All right. But yeah, I got in touch with actually Aaron Greenberg, and he actually helped me out, and I actually got a call from Redmond, Washington within a day or two, and they had resolved my issue. I had got my gamer. It was something, a glitch on the back end. So those guys at Xbox, I mean, Phil, Aaron, all those guys, they're just people like us. I mean, they have jobs and they have to run Xbox, but they really care about the community. And Aaron went out of his way to help me, and most people don't do that at any company. So that was a real joy for someone to help me. Someone like you that took the time out to help me.
Yeah, I had a similar situation. Like I had some kind of demo installed, and then I uninstalled the demo, and it wouldn't let me like totally remove it. It was just like always stuck there, and I was like, and I complained about it, and Phil Spencer actually got a hold of me and was talking to me about it. So I think that, like you, I think, man, that they really do a good job with, with the interaction and helping out the fans and stuff like that. Last Devastation, what about you, dude? Do you got, some story? What's your Xbox thing all about, man?
Where I started was mainly, I was like kind of like an all-around gamer. Like I started from like Nintendo 64. Like my first games were like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, those type of games. And then I moved from there onto like PlayStation 2, GameCube, like things like that, like Wii. I got all those systems. Like I had like almost all of them. Like I wanted to try them all. And then when I finally got my 360, that's when like all my friends started jumping in, like my real life friends. We all got them and we would play together. And like back then, like when we had games, not all of us had internet, so we would all take our Xbox to each other's houses and like have like a 5 TV setup in like one room.
That's sweet.
And like we would do that and play games like GTA and like just multiplayer games with each other until like we finally like the Xbox One was coming out, and then we all got one, and like now we all play together like all the time. New games come out, we all like decide which ones are we gonna get, which ones are we gonna play, and stuff like that. Like we like play together, we meet friends, and it's like we have like a giant like friend list of people that we play with now.
And what do you play a lot? I mean, is it the multiplayer aspect? Because for me, I play a lot of online games. I'm really big into Gears right now, even though there was some kind of weird lag the other day when I was trying to play, and it wasn't my connection because I tested it. But like, and I even recorded it, and people were trying to comment on it and stuff. And I was like skipping all around. It looked like people were walking in the walls and stuff. I went like 1 in 10. People were like, "Man, you suck," and I was like, "No, it's not me. It's the lag." And they're like, "Sure." the
Your
lad.
connection with Hulu and Media Player, you mean where did you have connection problems? Satellite man.
I do love Hulu and the media player, but that's only part of who Crap Gamer is. You know what I mean? All right, Jamie Moran, our UK buddy, tell us a little bit about how you're such an Xbox fan, and we're gonna sit back and take it in.
Okay. Well, born in '87, and 2 years later, my parents handed us an Atari 2600. So I'm two playing a console, and I was just taken by it, and I loved everything about it. Then I went into NES, Sega Mega Drive. I was a Sega guy. I'll admit that. PlayStation. I got the PlayStation 1, but I never liked the controller. Even when I was a kid, it still felt small and clunky. And then when the original Xbox came out, I already had a PS2, so I was actually surprised at how much I liked the Duke.
Yeah, I love that controller.
Even though you could crack someone's head open with one of them things.
My hands are too tiny for that
I
shit.
couldn't. Yeah.
But Halo, I mean, I'm a big sci-fi guy, and Halo it just took my breath away. And I had a GameCube at the time, and I also played on PC. I know, God forbid.
Yeah.
And then when the 360 came out, I just looked at it and I was like, I need it because one of my friends had it. So I got one, and then I never got Xbox Live until 2009 because the internet in my area was pretty shite. So I mean, Mass Effect, crap. You must know how much I like Mass Effect by my Twitter stuff.
Yeah.
I love that shit. And
you're the king of Captain Picard memes, dude. Like, I love the memes, dude. You're like the meme dude. I'm always like, man, I gotta get me a meme from. And then finally, I said something, and I was like, he's got to give me the make it so meme, right? And he did, man. I was like, hell yeah. And then from that point on, man, I was like always interacting with this dude. He's awesome, you know. Like he's always got some kind of awesome meme or like clip or something, and it's like really funny. And those are the best people to interact with. I love it. You know what I mean? You're a really cool guy. So what, Jamie? What, like, you have a YouTube channel too, right? And so what do you like? You know, I know like you hate like kind of the media bias, and you point out a lot of this stuff too. So give me your take on like the whole PlayStation Xbox thing.
Okay, so when the consoles launched, I had two of my closest friends, one of which was like pro 360 guy. He had like 80,000 achievements. I really wanted him to get an Xbox One so I can go through on like Halo and that with him. And I got an Xbox One, and then all of a sudden I began to notice the media thing. Like Kotaku, I used to like reading Kotaku, but it's a load of shite.
Yep.
The bias as fuck. I can't stand the place, so I haven't been since. Anyway, so it gets to this E3, and my mate's still like, oh, well, the PS4's got more graphics, and that alone's just worth a fucking Picard facepalm. And he watches E3, and he texts me 4 days after saying he bought one. And I began to see a turn, and like a bit of a shift, and then my other mate, who bought a PlayStation 4 at launch, bought it for Killzone and COD, sold it, bought a new one for Infamous, sold it, bought a new one for Advanced Warfare, sold it, and then he finally bought an Xbox One because he actually saw it had games, because I took it over plenty of times so he could see. And ever since he's been playing it, he's been telling us that he wish he got it from launch. And he was like King Pony at the time.
Yeah.
And he's a bit sad now because he's only got like 30,000 gamer score when you would have had like 100,000. And yeah, Xbox.
I'm closing in on that 100,000, man. I'm gonna get there probably within the next month or so. If I don't want to play just some cheesy game though, man. I want it to be like Halo 5 or something. You know what I mean? Like something really epic.
I just broke 60,000. You guys are
You gotta catch
fucking
up.
blowing me away.
Yeah.
It's funny. I used to
Speaking
be
of
all
gamer
about
score.
achievements back in the 360 days. I don't know. I think I just got tired of it when the Xbox One came out. I'm like, I can't do this shit anymore.
Now, Siren, you're a PC gamer, so why don't you game on Xbox now?
Well, I wouldn't say that necessarily. I mean, I probably hold my Xbox more dear than my computer. I really only got into PC gaming because of ESO. So I love Skyrim on the 360. That was what I spent most of my time doing. So that's why I kind of migrated to PC. Now the only games I play on my PC are like The Witcher, ESO. Everything else is on console. Kind of
Okay.
funny story going into that is, you guys are gonna get your pitchforks out, but I started out as a huge Sony fan. Huge. Like, if you tried to argue with me,
oh.
I know, listen, wait for it. If you tried to argue with me about Sony, I wasn't having it. When I met this guy, like,
They're gone already.
She got gone.
Uh-oh.
She's a fan. I'm just kidding.
Let the battle begin.
I know. It was dirty. He had an Xbox and I had PS1, which I loved. I had PS2. I didn't want anything to do with Xbox. That was totally beneath me. Whatever. Yeah, I know. Then I saw Halo. Saw all these games, the online play, which Sony couldn't match back then, not by far.
They still can't.
I eventually was turned by this man over here who saved my soul, and I got a 360, and it changed my fucking life.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I am all about Xbox now. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna hate on Sony all the time, but I am like a woman scorned. Like, all the shit Sony talks and doesn't back up on a regular pisses me off. So I can no longer back that company. I stopped, around the 360 days. I will no longer back Sony or anything. I love Xbox. I'm all about them. Phil Spencer, Major Nelson, I love you guys.
Okay. You redeemed yourself.
Right. Xbox.
And Senair told me, he said, man, if you get her ranting on Sony, you'll love it. And that was awesome. That was definitely worth it. I gotta say that was worth it because you know what's great about a lot of the Xbox fans is they see through that stuff. It was like, I expected a lot more angry tweets yesterday about Sony winning the NPD, right? And I only got a couple, and I was just like, you know what? I was too busy gaming. I'm trying to get through all the Halo campaigns before Halo 5. Forza 6 is coming out this Tuesday for me. I was like, I got stuff to do, man. I can't worry about, which one's selling better at this point. You know what I mean? I'm worried about the games that I'm going to play.
Honestly,
and
I think it's starting to just kind of now die down. I know, like, a lot of the, hardcore Sony fans might look at it like, yeah, we fucking won NPD, but I think they're just getting tired of saying the same shit over and over.
Right.
Even if it is true, I think they're literally just like, yeah, we won.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, okay, you can say you won. Okay, that's great. You know what I mean? What do you guys, let's move on. Let's change the page. I don't think that it's really worth, you can only, like, rag on that so much because at the end of the day, you even see people like Peter Moore from EA say, fanboys are kind of sick when they think they're only one company wins by the MPDs or whatever. Microsoft and the Xbox One was up almost 30% year over year. You had Rare Replay and Gears Ultimate in the top 6 on the MPDs, and that's without digital. Like, that's something that people don't understand is that nowadays we live in a world where almost half of the games that are bought are digital. So you're only getting part of the story with the MPD or anything, and that's really the only place where you can get numbers, and I absolutely love it when people try to give me VG charts, which is like a joke. It's like the bane of my existence. Like it's just completely guessing, and it's so frustrating. You know what I mean? That people try to use that as a tool or whatever. It's just like, man, I would love. And we were talking about this off air before we started. This is the worst generation for fanboys.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Speaking of corporate cock selling over here in the comments,
Oh.
I think that was a Sony thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, they're the ones that buy. They're the ones that buy into all this stuff. I mean, look, man. Like, I'm looking at the comment section right now, and look, the title of this is "The Xbox Community is the Best Community," right? We're, but we're not really bashing on anything. Well, I guess I do a little bit because I'm an asshole. But the rest of you guys were pretty nice, and you get all these guys that are imitating Mooch or me or whoever. You know what I mean? It's like, why can't they just let stuff go? You know what I mean? If they don't like us, then why do they watch us? And why are they so worried? It's like they're so afraid that people might find out that the thing that they like isn't everybody's favorite that it pisses them off. You know what I mean? And it's just absolutely ridiculous to me. I would just like to get back to, like, having a little bit of fun, spreading the word about Xbox. I'm really looking forward to the new UI update because it looks fantastic.
Real
and
quick,
I'm hoping that.
Okay,
Go.
I've been trying to ask this question on Twitter from Mike Yubari and Major Nelson and even Phil Spencer. Okay, when Marky Bar for for the preview members, when he said whoever has to get it first, he said whoever gets it, whoever has historically submitted feedback will get it in the first wave. Does that mean like in that preview dashboard, like doing the surveys, the quests, and
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Sweet.
Nice.
I've done every quest, every survey. You know what I mean? I've done exactly every single one. You know what I mean? I think that it's, you know, important feedback. What a lot of people don't understand, they just think that it's all cool. You know, hey, I'm in there, I can play some backwards compatible stuff and get the new stuff early. They don't actually take the time to try to make it better because some of that stuff is glitchy. You know what I mean? Like it is. It like I can remember there was a couple where they would crash it. They would crash a game to the dashboard or whatever, and it was interesting. Yeah, so I'd have to, I would report that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And a lot of other people wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you know, with great power comes great responsibility, I guess. And you know. Hey, Jay Williams, are you able to talk yet, bro?
I'm here, man. I don't know if anyone can hear me.
Yeah, I hear you, dude.
We can
Holy
hear
crap,
you.
he's there.
Oh my God, you guys can hear me. I'm like the guy who lives his life in technology, but I can never get it to work when I want it to.
Yeah, dude, like you tried to join my Halo game the other day, and I don't know if you were talking,
Oh,
but
I was.
oh, were you? Yeah, I was like, hey, it's Jay Williams, and if you guys don't know, he's the graphic god. Like he's the one that makes he does all the stuff like the animation and the graphics on Mooch's channel. He does my graphic. Man, that's what his job is, and he's really kick-ass at it. So if you guys, he also designed all the shirts, like the one where I'm pissing on a PS4. So if you guys,
Great job on that one. 100% accurate.
so if you guys,
I think Jamie, it was you. I think it was you who posted that picture of like it was like an ass with a turd coming out, and all the Sony fans were like this.
Oh man.
Like I think it might have been you, Jamie, that posted that, but I was rolling. It was like a butt with a turd coming out. There's like people under fucking like getting ready to catch it.
Can I just say something about Sony ponies at the minute?
yeah,
Okay, so I'm just a guy on Twitter with a very small YouTube channel, and my opinion causes them, the ponies, to put my face on gay porn. What the fuck is that?
dude, you think that's bad?
Hey,
They
Jamie,
put-
there's not anything to play right now.
Idle hands.
John is piping in on his CB radio.
Am I fading in and out?
Well, you sound far away, like you're on a CB, dudes.
Breaker.
That's a big 10-4. Even this guy says, fuck that shit. You can kiss my big skin ass.
So yeah, Jamie, you think that's bad, right? My head has been on a decapitated bodies. You know what I'm saying? They use my head for like one of those guys that got decapitated or whatever. They photoshopped my head on there. They photoshopped me, Tim Dog, Aaron Greenberg, Phil Spencer, Next Gen. You know, we're all on like this like gay porn stuff too. It's like totally ridiculous. Like these people have to spend their time
How
researching
crazy
this
do you have
stuff.
to be to go through like hours of gay porn? And if that's what they're into, fair enough. But don't put other people on that shit.
I
He's like, fair
swear.
enough.
I swear they never hired me to do any of that. I swear.
Oh,
to God.
dude, I know, dude, I know that you would never do that, Jay, because I still remember, man, Jay Williams, graphic god, he messaged me and he's like, man, are you ever interested in doing T-shirt designs? And I was like, that would be kind of cool, right? And so I got in touch with him, and he just did these kick-ass designs, and now it turns out like everybody else's designs got better than mine. So I was like telling him, I was like, dude, you gotta you gotta help me out a little bit because everybody's got like these big ass cool ass, like, have you seen Showstopper where he's got the pony in the like headlock? You know what I mean? He looks real buff. I'm like, dude, that's kick ass. You know what I mean? That's what I want, man. I want something that's awesome like that. You know what I mean? So I think that's you know, I'm gonna have to update my channel a little bit, you know, soon because I'm cruising towards like 20,000, and that's like blows my mind because when I started, I thought I'd get 1,000 and I'd be happy with that. I was like, that's all I ever thought I'd get, 1,000.
You're next on my list, brother.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Also, remember the cool new T-shirt idea I had, if it's possible.
Oh, I'm a little scared about doing that.
Hey, I'm the goddamn Howard Stern of YouTube, man. I need shocking content, man. That's gonna be shocking. That's gonna, and besides that, I gotta I'm not one of those people that's gonna do videos about other people, but if I can like piss on somebody like from afar, I will. Let's just put it that way.
Whoa!
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, and I know you guys' interest will be piqued. So I think that's going to be awesome. So Jay, tell us a little bit about what got you into Xbox, man.
Well, I'm a little bit older as well. I'm in my 40s,
Okay.
and I started off gaming way back in the Atari days. Actually, my parents were so poor I couldn't even afford an Atari. They got me a Gemini, which was basically it was made by Coleco, I believe,
Oh yeah.
and it played Atari games. So that's how I started off. Actually, even before that, I remember my dad coming home with some kind of a weird brown box that had 2 paddles on it and a light gun, which basically played Pong and a game
Project Morpheus.
yeah.
Greatness awaits.
Yeah, so I've been playing games since the 70s, and kind of moved up the ranks from there. I went from Atari to Sega Master System, then Sega Genesis, and from Sega Genesis I went to N64, Dreamcast. I never owned a Super Nintendo because I was a Genesis guy.
Well, Genesis does, bro.
Exactly, what Nintendo?
It does. What Nintendo? Exactly. I was a big Genesis dude.
All the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, they call it the Mega Drive where you're at, man. The first time I heard that, I was like, why the hell not just call it the Genesis?
That's right. So
Was
then I
there
went,
something? I'm not sure why, but man, Sonic was so much faster than Mario. When they showed those commercials, it really worked. That's why I think like some of that marketing that Sony does works, because people are kind of gullible. I was gullible back in the day, man. I bought a
blast
Genesis.
processing.
Blast processing. I don't know what the hell it is, but I damn well wanted it. You know what I mean? It's like that was that generation's 1080p.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
Right. That shit looked legit, yeah.
Oh hell yeah! But what I never understood was it was just the way that Mario is slower than Sonic. Sonic was based on speed and Mario wasn't. Both were good. You know what I mean? It's just, I guess it just depended. Like to me, the Genesis was marketed more towards like the cooler teenagers, and they tried to play the Nintendo off as like a baby thing, like a little kid thing. And so being I don't remember how the hell old I was. I didn't get a Genesis I think till like '91. It had already been out a couple years, but yeah, it was because my older brother, who's a couple years older than me, had one, and I just had to have one. It was like Toe Jam and Earl. That was the stuff. You know what I mean?
Just because Mortal Kombat had blood.
It did, but what the only thing that sucked was you had to press start, or what was it,
You had to
select?
put code.
Yeah. That was the code to get the gore. That's right.
So, yeah. Anyway, to continue what I was saying, I went from Dreamcast to Xbox, to OG Xbox, and played a lot of. I think the games that came with my Xbox were Star Wars. It was I don't even know what kind of game it was. It was almost like a Battlefront, but it wasn't. You couldn't play characters. You only played vehicles.
Yeah. What was Star Wars Demolition?
Yes. So that
Yes,
came
it
with
was.
my.
It was like Twisted. It was like Twisted Metal, but with Star Wars things,
Yes,
and it was actually
that's
pretty
right.
cool because you could play as I think Jango Fett.
Mm-hmm.
That was on
man.
PS2, right?
It was on PS2 and Dreamcast. I still have the Dreamcast version, man. I love my
I
Dreamcast.
think
Man.
the only Star Wars game I had Dreamcast was fucking Jedi Power Battles.
Oh my God, I played the hell out of that game too.
You mean that Mace Windu?
I was always Qui-Gon Jinn, man. I love Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon sweet. Luke Kuhn was baller too.
Oh yeah, see, we're all Star Wars nerds too. I'm sure we're all looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Battlefront.
Battlefront.
Don't do.
I know.
What? You guys aren't looking forward to Battlefront?
I am.
I am. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it. I watched the trailers, the gameplay. I've been kind of, peeking at it from afar. I'm kind of excited for it. I'm not gonna lie.
I kind of in the beginning. I don't think it's worth. I think there's kind of rush. It looks fun, but just seems like there's a lot of content missing for.
Yeah.
60, I mean, for one, you can't no space battles like no
In
death.
Star
I mean,
Wars.
it might seem picky for me, but for me, it's the small things that matter.
Right.
And I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll bite the bullet and still buy it. I know she's gonna buy it.
I mean, it did look a little repetitive, don't get me wrong, like when they're kind of battling the walkers, like they're, reeling the wire around the feet and dragging it and tripping them. Like they did it a couple times in the trailer, but I don't know, it's
Who knows? Well, if you buy it, never mind. You can just share it with
Oh
me.
yeah, see, we don't have to
Hopefully
buy
it's not like
things
Destiny, an unfinished game.
Oh, that's exactly right, man. That's a good point. We were hating on Destiny pre-show, right? And
Yeah.
they were actually talking about the new DLC and the content and stuff, right? And I was like, this is what I liked about Destiny when I first played it. I liked the gameplay. I thought it was super tight. I liked the graphics. I thought it was great. I thought it handled well. It looked really good. The story was complete. I didn't even know what was going on. Your character talks like way far into the game, and I was like, what was that? You know what I mean? I didn't even know what it was. Like, we would just sit there. I was playing it, and you just don't even care because there's no story, and the Peter Dinklage sucked, and he was awful. I was like, why does Peter Dinklage in this game? Obviously, he's the flavor of the month because he's in, Game of Thrones, but I hate it when they put these terrible, like, regular actors in the voice acting roles, and it's still
Well,
really
in the
good.
new update, they put Nolan North as the voice actor for the Ghost now.
Well,
Yeah,
I will say though,
I see-
the story still, in my opinion,
Yeah.
does suck, but the gameplay is a lot more fun now. That's, I guess, what I meant to say. Like the story is still, but the gameplay since the update, that's what drew me back in. I honestly, it's just the good.
It's weird that the story is kind of so dry because apparently there's a lot of lore behind it. I mean, I haven't went on Bungie's website and actually dug into it, but apparently there's like a whole ton of lore and just shit about this game, but it doesn't really
Apparently a
bring it
lot
out.
Yeah,
story
but
stuff
that was part of what messed up, right? Because find the Grimoire cards, go to Bungie.net, and then look it up. Like, seriously,
that's
how is that a video
Yeah,
game?
and I was like, nobody got time for that. Like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. Not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
that's what I said. I was like, and the multiplayer was really unbalanced, and it was like I didn't know they're like get an Ingrid, and I was like, what's that? Get a
I've
light.
never played Crucible once. I've never played it once.
Yeah.
They're like, get a light level or this and do a raid, and I'm like, what's all that? I don't even know what the hell. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? I just feel really out of the loop. Like these people just spend so much time in this game, and I'm like, I don't even know, man. I don't even know, man. I don't know what's going on. I think the game looks great and plays great. Story's crap, and I was hoping that they fix some of that with this update. So what I was saying was I was thinking about taking in my physical copy. They give you 20 towards the Taken King, which has all the DLC and Destiny, the base game. So I could get it for $40, which would be cool enough. So that might be worth trying it, and maybe they can
honestly,
redeem themselves.
like Devastation was saying, that update literally. I mean, the update alone, just for that, the DLC is not even out, but the update, you guys, right, was just 18 gigs alone, and they literally overhauled everything.
Right, like getting the XP now instead of having to rely on the grind and getting your light armor it makes more sense. It's now fitting to most MMOs. Like, I don't know who thought that whole lineup of how this is what we're gonna do for leveling, but that was kind of jacked up. Like,
It's fucked up.
not gonna lie, that was messed up.
The
So,
Taken
yeah.
King DLC is basically 75% of the game that wasn't there in the beginning.
Exactly.
Fucking boom.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, here, like, you see with the court documents that came out, you can see that the game, they cut a lot out. That's why Joe Staten left. Apparently, he didn't like the idea that they cut a bunch of stuff out and was going to make it DLC. They got rid of, the composer. Basically.
The documents I read to Siren, and it almost, when I read it, I almost really just wanted to erase Destiny again. Man, what Bungie did to Martin O'Donnell, man, that's fucked up, dude.
That guy's a
You read
legend.
that?
You know what? I was just playing through Halo CE the other day, and I'm playing through it again with my brother, and we're trying to find some of the stuff we didn't do, like the terminals and stuff like that, and playing it on a different difficulty. And that music is just so damn. I'm like, damn, this music is still great. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't believe they fired him. Then it pisses me off that they fired him and they didn't even have his back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When they were on the stand, and dude, they were just. I felt fucking bad. I'm like, wow, man. Like, I don't even want to play Destiny anymore. I mean, I still am, but it was like, it made me say, especially one of the founding people of Bungie, and they did that to him. That's fucked up. And trust me, I was telling Siren, that didn't come from Bungie. That came from high up, and we all know who the hell that was.
Yeah, Activision, my new. You know what? This is the thing, right? Activision gets a little bit of a pass now. Call of Duty used to get so much hate. I've noticed the hate has significantly died down for that game now.
I wonder
And
why.
why? Yeah, I wonder why, right? If you people don't understand why there's like why I say that there's bias and that people do treat Sony and Microsoft differently. When Microsoft was the ones having the Activision and the Call of Duty DLC early, it was like it was terrible for gamers, awful. You know what I mean? Call of Duty sucked. It was bad. Now that it's on PlayStation, people are like, "Man, it's the best thing ever." Yes, Sony doesn't even need exclusives. They don't need it. They got DLC.
It's Call of Duty. That's all 360 has.
They're
Now it's
dude
worse,
bros.
and like you
Yeah,
said, it's like
we're dude bros, right? We're all dude bros and
dude bro games. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's all we're all dude bro gamers, and it's completely ridiculous. But I mean, at the same time, that should help people to realize that there's a bit of something funny going on, and Sony's getting a little bit a little bit of a free pass, and that's kind of annoying to me. But at the end of the day,
I mean, ever since that second it's just the new age gamer hypocrisy. I mean, how many E3s? And you know what's funny? It's even more messed up. People are still referring to the reveal on Xbox. Like I don't go. I haven't been in forums in about 2 years, but comments like people are literally still talking about the whole TV thing. I'm like, oh my god, that was like you got to be kidding me, man. And you know, they're talking about E3. There need to be more games. Okay, well then we showed more games for the past 3 E3s. Then last year.
And then didn't we show too many games at one point?
Yeah.
We showed too many games.
Too many games, and then Sony didn't show the rest. And then what the fuck did that article say? Like, I think not knowing the future of the PS4 is part of its charm.
Right.
But then Sony shows PS View, and then woo, TV is awesome again.
Yes.
Right.
Like, exactly, man. Like, dude, and that's straight fact. You cannot deny that. It's right there, and like you said, the media gave it a free pass. They said,
yeah,
it's good to know the future of the PS4, like with the TV and stuff like that. I'm like,
leaves more to the imagination.
Like, all right, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good one. It leaves more to the imagination. You know what? I had people message me and tell me I don't buy console for exclusives. I'm like, then what the hell? Why are you buying multiple consoles? You know what I mean? It's like
that's what they were fucking saying in the beginning. You know what's funny? They talk, I know it gets to the numbers. They talk about exclusives don't matter. Well, most recent MPD, suck my dick, exclusives don't matter.
Yeah.
That's why you got, fucking more consoles in the U.S. Whoever knows by how much.
Well, now, what from Xbox are you guys most looking forward to, like this year and next year? I mean, obviously Halo's going to be big. Are you guys looking forward to like that? There's really a diverse lineup next year, and I think that if you guys notice, there's not a single first-person shooter on the list for Xbox next year exclusively. So where they used to be known as like the shooter box or whatever, they've got a really kind of diverse lineup with, I mean, they have the third-person shooter with Gears 4 at the holiday, but I mean, you look at stuff like Scalebound, like Crackdown is like that third person with that really interesting destruction element. I think that
looks going to be a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, are you guys excited for that? Like the whole destruction thing. Like apparently you couldn't get that level of destruction with like a $20,000 PC, but you can do it with like a 2 megabyte download connection. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
I love it.
I'm very excited about that crap. I think the cloud is definitely a game changer. I know a lot of people laughed at the cloud and the idea behind it. But I think it's going to be a game changer, and don't forget, I mean, we've got Halo 5, we've got the new Call of Duty, you've got Rainbow Six Siege, so we do have a lot of shooters to carry us over to next year, and DICE
and Battlefront, and you know what I mean. There's
and then DICE announced that there would be a new Battlefield next year, so that's what.
Did they really? Damn.
Yeah, so we do have a lot of shooters lined up. But I'm kind of looking forward to some of these new IPs and these new games. To be honest, this actually may be the first year that I skip COD. I've purchased every COD. I've played them all, and I've always supported them. But it's grown stale. The series has almost the same as Assassin's Creed series. Activision is just like making Call of Duty die out. You have a game that comes out every year. I think Activision would be better off making a game that would last 2 years and just updating it. there's no need for a new Call of Duty every year, and they're just wearing that series out. So you see that with Assassin's Creed also. So those are two games that I'm kind of worried about the future. I think people are ready to move on for some new experiences.
You know what? I agree with you. And here's another reason why I'm pissed off at Activision. They're one of the only ones not allowing backwards compatibility, right? And then you look, they're releasing basically straight ports from last gen.
Fucking Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool
For $60.
Yeah, it's $50.
Well, even
you know what I mean?
Doesn't make it any better.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
I can get that $10 used.
Yeah. No, you're right. That is ridiculous. I mean, me, like with what John was saying, my last Call of Duty, unfortunately, I played was Modern Warfare 3. That was the last one I played, and I can't get into them. And for this year.
Well, Call of Duty's just become too gimmicky. Each year they come out, and it's basically the same game. They throw on a fresh coat of paint, and they add a few little enhancements, or they mess with the kill streaks or score streaks. But the game, to be honest with you, the gameplay is way too fast. It's sloppy.
Yeah.
I'm getting Black Ops 3 mainly for the zombies.
Right.
You know, here's the thing with me, right? I'm like you, John. I have every Call of Duty. I wasn't sold. I wasn't going to get Black Ops 3 because Black Ops 2 to me was, I just got so, like, I broke a controller over it. Basically, you're in the multiplayer in that game, and you just get blown up randomly, and you're like, what killed me? And it doesn't even show you because it was like, like this happened to me nonstop. Like it would piss me off so bad. And when I saw them preview Black Ops 3, I was like, man, I can just imagine getting blown up by that shit. You know what I mean? Like I can already feel like the blood pressure rise. I was like, man, that's just gonna piss me off, man.
I don't know how you feel about crap, but I think Microsoft was very wise not to invest in exclusive or timed content, and I think that it's pretty much Call of Duty's the same game year after year, and I'm not really sure the exact figures on what they pay for the early DLC, but if it's up in the millions or whatever, I'm not exactly sure of the figures, but that money can be better spent on new games, new IP. Better investing in first party. I think Call of Duty is a dying franchise, and if gamers were honest, they would say, look, I buy a Call of Duty out of habit, not because I love the game anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. That's a very good point, yeah.
It's very...
Just buying it out of habit, not because I really wanted it. It's like, oh, there's Call of Duty, oh, there's Madden, oh, there's Assassin's Creed. You just kind of buy it without even thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's very little innovation going in these games these days. You know what I mean? Like I liked Assassin's Creed. I really think that series kind of topped out with Ezio. I liked his little story arc. Now it seems like they don't know what direction to put it in because the modern day character that kind of did the wraparound story, Desmond, he's gone. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, and I really liked Unity. I liked, at first when I bought it, it was a broken mess. So I stopped playing it pretty early on. And then I played it. What? What's going on?
You're turning on Robot-y.
Oh, am I? Damn. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You got the CB now.
Oh, yeah. That stuff happens. But anyway, yeah. So like, I like the Assassin's Creed thing, but I wouldn't mind that taking a break, or Call of Duty taking a break. But these companies
coming out this year, also.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited for Syndicate.
You know what? Syndicate looks good. It looks like the Order 1886, but it looks like it actually has gameplay.
Oh. It's funny. I remember when that came out, I beat it on hard without rushing. I beat it on hard without rushing in 6 hours. And that's counting
and
the
that
fucking cutscene.
was taking it slow.
Yeah, that was me looking for everything.
We were romancing it to get,
Yeah, you were like making love to that game. You're like, hey, I want to take this really, really slow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what?
There was music, like.
Yeah, I was playing it. Balls hanging out and everything.
But yeah, I mean, And my kind of rant about that is, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I mean, the first achievement in any game is like beating it on hard mode. Like, you beat it on the hardest difficulty, that's like achievement number 1. There's no trophy for that.
Yep.
There's no trophy. So you go through that entire game and spend all that time going through the cutscenes and playing it on hard, and then there's no trophy.
All it is
Like,
just beating the game.
I know it's something small and stupid, but where's my gratification?
Fuck no, in the achievement, there's only like 21 or 22.
Right, like no.
What kind of odd fucking number is that?
They threw the game out there. You've got like 4 to 6 hours of gameplay, and there's like 10, 20 achievements or trophies, I should say. But it's like, what? I don't know. It just bugged me. Like that's like achievement trophy number 1 is hard mode. It's a given.
One thing.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead.
One thing I wanted to kind of bring up real quick. I saw somebody had talked about it, about Sony having the whole Gamescom in Paris. Okay, we had E3 in June, right? No, yeah, it was June, middle of June. And then we had Gamescom in August. What was the reason that Sony said they were skipping Gamescom?
They said that it was too close to E3. That was it.
Too close.
And then?
Yet, fucking their what do you call the Paris Games Week is at the end of October going into November. So it's literally from like at the end of October. And then in December, which is only 1 month away, is the PlayStation Experience. Is that not too close? I mean, am I fucking...
And they're also doing TGS, like the Tokyo Game Show, somewhere around there as well. So I think that what happened is they lacked the content. If you notice, they cut a half hour off their normal showtime at E3, and it was just a lot of pre-produced things. There was not, and I was looking for something interesting. Like I thought that Horizon game looked interesting, but they're they're non-committal with their release dates. You know what I mean? It's just like. Yeah. You know, we hope to have that next year.
I'll get that Horizon game. That looks cool.
It looks pretty cool.
Whenever it comes out, and then I'll pick up the Last Guardian. Unfortunately, because I liked Shadow of the Colossus, I like that game a lot. So whenever the Last Guardian comes out, I'll pick it up.
Or gonna be like 80.
It's never coming out.
Honestly, they're probably just going to be showing the same everything for next year.
Yeah.
I mean,
They could be. I mean, that's not really, to me, when they showed The Last Guardian, that's like something that's going to like win them points at NeoGAF, but I don't think it's going to win them as points as far as, you know, actual like really hardcore gamers. I think people stopped caring about that game, and it was never, I don't think those games were like hugely successful. They might have been like critical successes, but
critically they were money wise, no, not really.
Yeah, like I don't really care about those games. Those aren't really games that interest me. I'm sure there's some kind of market for it, but you know, it's a different studio, and usually games that like skip, you know, that were like supposed to be on one generation and then end up on a different generation with a different team and this kind of stuff. Usually those games don't turn out well. I mean, just look at Duke Nukem. You know, like that game was okay. I mean, it was okay. It could have been worse, I guess, but it was still just like not a great game. And you know, and there's a lot of games like that, like Aliens: Colonial Marines. I don't know if you guys, you know, I'm an Aliens fan, and that game was just kind of a mess.
Isolation.
You know, very
Isolation was okay.
Isolation is brilliant.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I haven't beat it yet because I'm a pussy and I need her next to me when I play it.
we take turns playing.
Mostly because my setup is what makes it fucking scary. So.
Yeah, I hype myself.
Has anyone thrown the controller yet?
What's that?
Have you thrown the controller?
Have you thrown the controller
yet?
No, why?
Almost did an Until Dawn. That was you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't thrown nothing yet, but...
Did you? But be honest, you almost threw the controller because the voice acting was really bad, right? Come on, it wasn't because it was scary.
I had an anxiety attack one time playing Dead Space.
I never played Dead Space.
I can't play Dead Space, man. I can't play that game.
I heard it's scary. We have a buddy that says it's scary. I've never played it though, but I heard it's pretty scary.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah, I've heard it was really scary. You know, a game kind of creeped me out, even though it wasn't like scary. Was Alan Wake. When I first played that game, I just thought that it was kind of eerie.
Yep.
I mean, it's only T. Like I remember when I did a review for it, I was like, it's a lot of games like Silent Hill try to do the gore and this. I was like, Alan Wake. They pulled off like a horror movie, like a horror setting with just the setting. Yeah, it was like just with how they did it. It was eerie.
When you literally walk off the path. I mean, it's not really an open. I mean, there's a little bit of exploration.
Right.
But when you walk off the path and you're going in that dark back part of the woods, and that fucking smoke starts to come in,
you panic.
And the trees are blowing, and you hear them. You're like, oh shit, your asshole's making a fit. Like, where the fuck do I go?
And then you're like searching, you're for that place with the light, and then you need to crank the generator.
Right.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, I was like freaking out, man. I was like, wow. I remember I so wanted to get that game. I went to the Red Dead Redemption midnight release, right? Because they didn't do one for Alan Wake, and they're like, "Oh, so you're here for Red Dead, right?" And I was like, "No, I'm here for Alan Wake." You know what I mean? Like, I was like the only one there, but since they were open, I still got it. I was like, I eventually got Red Dead as well, but to me, that game was like that was worse than Witcher 3 or with achievements, man. Like you're just playing that game for forever, and they don't give you any, man. They're achievement stinges, And Jamie, I know what you're
Don't
talking.
get me started on that.
Yeah, The Witcher, and I know I'm not the only one that complains about that. I don't play games strictly for achievements, but when I'm playing a game for like hours on end, like if I do a 4-hour game session and I have no achievements, that kind of pisses me off. Like with Batman, I'd play, and then you get an achievement, man. I was popping achievements left and right on that thing. I was like, hell yeah.
Right, if you're putting in hardcore hours and you don't hear the little bloop pop up, you're like, what the hell's happening?
Exactly. That's one of the things I like about Xbox, man. The ecosystem. Like I'll play PlayStation a little bit here and there, or whatever, and it's like I get a trophy that's like, woohoo, the 0 people I have on my friends list. That's really cool. You know what I mean? Like they're really gonna care.
Your videos.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so yeah. Well, I think I bought a PlayStation Vita recently. They had them on sale, and they were closing out stock at GameStop. Man, they had like the Borderlands 2 bundles for $99, and I gotta say, it's a damn nice handheld. And the fact that it has trophy support and stuff is cool. But it's like after you run out of, there's about 10 games that I'm going to play. After you get through with that, there's really not much going for it. You know what I mean? It's like it sucks that they drop support of that so fast. And you know what I mean? Like originally they supported it really well. It's got more like big AAA exclusives than the PS4 does at this point, but they're not going to make any more for it, which is kind of a shame. But I travel a little bit and stuff, and like I needed something, and I wanted something with like trophies or something. That's why I always said if Microsoft were to do a handheld, I'd be all over it. But I don't think they will.
That whole thing with the Vita. I mean, I originally almost thought about getting a PSP Go when those first came out. But I was working at GameStop at the time when that came out, and that never happened. I never ended up getting one. But
well, you know what happened was people weren't ready for all digital. That's what happened with that. Like for me, I still buy I buy all the physical stuff. And John, I know we've had this talk about the physical media.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I will say this, Crap. This gen I decided to go all digital, and for me, I like both, and I can understand why a gamer still likes his physical copies. They like to own something. But since I went digital, I got to tell you, there are some bonuses. I mean, you don't have any moving parts in your console moving. It's digital. You get less heat. And like when I go to my games and apps section, all my games are right there, and I just can point and click. Now, of course, I don't get like the toys and the figurines and things like that and the gift sets, but for me as a gamer, I'm more concerned with the game. I don't care about the gifts like that. I just want the game and the DLC. But to be honest, I really enjoy the digital, and so many things are digital anymore. But like you, Crap, and I respect you. There's I can see why people like both, but since I've went digital, there's nothing that I don't like about it. I mean, I really love the digital.
Yeah, I'm with you, John. I'm staring at my shelf full of games, and there's just no more room for any more cases, so I'm going strictly digital now.
I'll always have cases. You can't take them from me.
No, I was the same way. When we were, when they first announced the Xbox One, we were right off the bat, we wanted that that always online console, and so I'm like, listen, let's just go digital, because at the time, I mean, for us though, the benefit of having physical was you could trade it in, and I can't even tell you the last time I had.
Wait, you get like $6 for it?
I didn't even trade it in, or it'd be for collecting purposes. Like Crap, I know you got a whole bunch of games. I don't even think you really trade them in. You just like.
I've never traded in anything. I was thinking the only reason I would trade in Destiny was because you get the base game of Destiny with the Taken King thing.
You already traded in, but technically you're getting it back. So.
Right.
Yeah, like that's the only reason why I do it. I've never traded in anything. I have pretty much every game I've ever bought, all my original systems with the boxes and stuff, because even at a young age, I was like really, careful with how I collected things, and I just that's how I am. You know what I mean? And it's like, what's funny is a lot of the games, even on the 360 that I bought, and then on the Xbox One, thanks to EA Access, like Titanfall, I bought that physically, but because I have EA Access and it's in the vault, I don't need the disc to play it. That's what I like. The original Xbox One idea was you can buy the disc because they did surveys, and they saw that people like collecting discs but didn't like swapping discs. So what's the answer to that? Would be that DRM with the online console, right? I like that idea. I was never against it.
Yeah.
You know, I could still collect my discs, but I wouldn't have to get up and switch them.
Yeah.
To me, that's brilliant. You know, like with the Xbox 360, even I have, I think something like damn near 500 Xbox 360 games, and thanks to like the what they're doing now, even if it's a game that I already own on disc, I still download it because that way I can have both. You know what I mean? And so I bought. Man, I wish they would have done the 2 terabyte or the 3 terabyte support years ago on the 360. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I own so much game. I own a ton of digital games on there too. Like I think I own about 450 physical, and I think I might own close to 200 digital now on there. Just yeah, go ahead.
For 360, I had physical also, but then when they started doing the games as gold, I just automatically downloaded. I think Siren had bought me that Halo 4 60 when that came out, and they had the
That thing's
300 gig hard
nice.
drive. And I remember now I can't even download. I think I only have like 8 gigs left on that hard drive from all those free games with all that to download. But yeah, like I said, no, we were decided to go physical and digital, and we never looked back. I mean, I don't know, just more. It's
the
weird.
The innovation of just being able to snap into a game instantly, like Xbox Play Titanfall or Rise. It's so quick.
Yeah.
It's effortless, and it seems more futuristic. I'm ready for the future. I don't want to be held back with discs.
I'm fighting the. You know, he yells at me a lot. Is not only John but Worrywart. He always makes fun of me too because I'm always like, he's like, you're gonna be sitting there, with, you know, that old man like you don't want to give up your. No, you don't want to.
Would you really stop? I heard you say, would you really stop if they stopped making physical? Well,
if they do, this is what I say, right? And I'll stick by this. And it's partially because my internet. To download like a 50, 60 gig title, come on, man, I'm going to be downloading that for a week.
Would you say your internet speed in your area is now improved?
Well, yeah, they are. I am getting a slightly improved internet, so that might not be as much. You know, just for me. But you know what's interesting is because you can delete stuff. Like say you want to make room or something, you delete something. If you have the physical disc, you remember you have it. I don't always remember that I had stuff digitally. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know.
There's so many indie games that I forgot I downloaded it. I don't even know where to look.
You have to get like a notebook and start writing them down. Like I own this. Yeah, it's kind of.
Digital's really convenient when you own multiple consoles. Like I have 3 Xbox 360s in 3 different rooms, and having digital is very convenient for that.
And so we had 3. We have 2 now. Yeah, one in our.
One's on display, and then we have throughout the house.
Console theme one, yeah, and then.
I don't know where they all came from, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they were breeding, but.
Maybe like
we have great internet up here in Canada. I live in an igloo and I have 150 down.
you live in Canada, dude. See, and who's that, man? I got a stalker who lives in Canada, man. His name is Fevens, dude. He does a fake Crap Gamer Twitter account called Crap Gamer Logic, and yeah, he's from Canada, man. And that dude is like.
You uploaded that video of him. Yeah, I think you were beating him in Battlefront, weren't you?
Well, this is what happened, right? Like maybe you guys know these characters. He is a combination of Danny Tanner from Full House, like a big stick up his ass, like you know what I mean. And then he's a combination of Danny Tanner and Principal Skinner from you know what I'm saying. That's who he is. And this guy can ruin fun. Like in a heartbeat, right? And he was like on this Battlefront community, and he was a moderator, and he thought it was like tough shit. And my clan was the best damn clan there was. And so we used to go and kick ass and talk trash, and he got pissed off. And so one day somebody messaged me, they're like, dude, Fevens is in the server actually playing, and he sucks. So what I did was I hopped in there, and you can spectate on Battlefront 2 on PS2. So I spectated him, and then I got him really sucking, and I came up with this really kind of annoying voice to the song "Stupid Motherfucker," and you know what I mean. And I put out these videos, and the community went crazy. They loved him, but he got so pissed off. And then he was like, "What's funny, Jay Williams, dude? He runs this place called Fevens Designs, right? He does graphic work, but he sucks. He does the worst graphics I've ever seen. So what we did was we took these like really shitty graphics, and we used his watermark and put them on there, and we used them for our logos and stuff on game battles. It's like we really, and this was 7 years ago, and this dude has not let this stuff go. Like, he just will not let it go. And so he created that account. And what's funny is his Crap Gamer Logic account has more followers on Twitter than his actual account. So I always think that that's kind of funny. You know what I mean?
That's fucked
I mean,
up.
that's bad.
Yeah.
Man, that's a shame
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, it
People
is,
like
right?
that
I mean,
have
like,
no time on their hands. They just gotta waste their life on stupid stuff like that.
Right, like who has this
Yeah.
much time? Like,
I mean, so what he's doing with that account is he's constantly monitoring your account to say
Yeah, and
something or retweet it.
yeah.
Like, are you serious? Like,
every breath
man.
you take, he is watching you. Like,
Yeah, and he screen craps it and other people do. It's like that whole group. And what's really funny is when people say, "Hey man, Crap Gamer is such a fanboy," and then what they don't realize is when you check their profile and it's all like PlayStation and that's all they do is talk trash on Xbox or whatever. They're fanboys too. You know what I mean? They're just fanboys for the other thing. Like, they don't get it. Like me, I know I'm an Xbox fan. I prefer Xbox, but I own everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Somebody
You
needs
know,
to get him an Xbox so he has something to do on his time.
I think he has an Xbox, and I actually, if I wasn't so mature now, I would maybe like do something, but I'm not going to, because I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to like mess with like these stalkers and the haters and stuff like
I
that.
don't have time to visit Sony channels. Who?
Me neither.
Visit Sony channels on a regular basis.
It's seriously getting to the point where you just, that you don't even really want to fight with him no more. And like, I mean, I'm only 27. I mean, we're both the same age, and I know you guys are, probably older. But it's just like now it's like, why bother, man? Like, new age gamer. I say it all the time. Hashtag new age gamer. That's just seriously. That is what.
I'm younger than y'all, and I don't even deal with that stuff.
Well, I mean, okay.
Right.
I didn't mean to say that. I mean, not everybody, but the majority. I mean.
Right, I got attacked for you had something saying you were talking about digital, and
no,
someone
wait. It was Texas. It was pink vagina or pink sock or whatever.
I don't want to call anyone out.
No,
I don't want to call anyone out. But he just tagged me in the comments, and I just said something like, "Yeah, I love digital, whatever." And then this guy comes over to me and starts like talking shit. I'm like, "Bro, I'm too old for this. I'm not gonna go in to this rant with you." So I just ignored it. But he went on for like a couple hours until finally he got the hint. Like,
and she wasn't even.
I have a story like that too. Actually, I was on Twitter and I was saying something. It was like something about Xbox. I corrected something, and this one chick, like everyone who in there who was correcting the Xbox status, this one girl was like going around to everyone's posts saying, "Oh my gosh, you have cancer. You're not smart. You're not cool." And I was like, "How are you gonna waste your time saying that stuff to everyone on Twitter?"
Devastation. I think I remember that. I think I had saw that little conversation. I think I remember.
wow.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, right?
It was somewhere around summer.
Yeah, I think I remember. And she was like, seriously, she's yeah. It was a girl, and she said, "You're a." Pardon the language. She's like, "You're a faggot. You need to die of cancer," or something like she's saying it to pretty much like everybody.
Wow.
I had someone tell me I should drink bleach, I should do this, I should do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like all this stuff. It's like, to me, it's just all kind of a joke. Like, I never take any of it seriously. It's the internet.
It's
You know,
just all
this
talk.
is
It's nothing.
Yeah, it's the internet. It's pretty much it is what it is. People are anonymous on the internet. They're behind a keyboard. Of course, they're gonna talk and
It's
say
their
stuff.
age, too.
Fucking be saying that shit to her face.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, look, nobody, and that's just like me. Like, people actually think that like I go around and I'm like, yo, you fucking burger flippers and rack them up and this, you know what I mean? That's just not how it is. You know what I mean? It's just for fun. It's a little bit of kind of a personality that I've kind of developed to kind of be an asshole. Just like always, for as long as I remember, I always wanted to be like a shock jock DJ or something, and so I've kind of translated that to gaming. And it works okay, you know what I mean? Like, people, like, one thing I like doing is being kind of compelling or polarizing. So either people don't understand, like, they think if they dislike my video that bothers me. I want 500 likes, 500 dislikes, man. I want people to be right down the middle, love me, hate me, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, that's what I prefer that, you know what I mean? Like, to me, I remember I did the Witcher 3 review, right? And what happened was I have a shitty computer, and so when I was capturing it, sometimes when I use my cap card, if I got shit running in the background of my computer that I forget to turn off, it'll like speed up certain parts or make it look glitchy or slow it down, make the frame rate look bad. It's not actually the gameplay; it's my computer that messes it up. And I did the Witcher 3 review, and I had mentioned something about it was a smooth frame rate. That was my boy. Someone on Reddit got a hold of that, and right when I said smooth frame rate, it like jumps ahead a bit, right? Like, and so somebody took that and put it on Reddit, and then it's like but it gave me like 14,000 views on that video, but it got like 1,000. It got like over 1,100 dislikes, and I guess people like thought I was gonna like hide it or something. I loved it, man. I put that. That's right on the front page. You know what I mean? I don't care. You know what I mean? Like just because I said, and the PC people were the ones that did it, because they were like, oh, you're saying it has a better frame rate than PC. It's like, I don't even talk about PC. I don't care about it. You know what I mean? I meant as far as Xbox One and PS4, it had the better frame rate that the Xbox One version did. And so that's all I was saying. It wasn't like, like I was saying anything bad about PC. I'm not a PC guy, but, I was talking about the consoles and people like, they get pissed off and, they post stuff or talk trash or whatever. To me, it's all just a joke. Like, originally when I got this channel started, I had intended to reply to every comment, and I did for the longest time. But when you get like 800 comments on a video, and that's just like on that video, and you're still getting all the comments on old videos, it's very hard to kind of keep up with that.
It's too much.
So I always tell people, I'm like, message me on Twitter. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. Like, I like interacting with people, but I can't really, go in the comment section. Like Blackie Lebowski said, man, it's like Saving Private Ryan when they're going to the D-Day invasion. That's what it's like when you go in the comment section on my videos, man. You got to be all geared up.
Shit.
Yeah, you got to have the helmet on. You got to have the flak jacket on. It's just like you're hitting that beach and you're gonna get hit with bullets, man. It's just like you're just gonna be whizzing by your ass, and it's gonna be crazy, man. It is.
I said that the other day about Mooch's channel. I was reading his comments. I said, "Wow, look at the hate. He's actually made it. He's really made it."
That's when you know you made it, right? And you know why Mooch is getting hate, right? Because he said something about he was basing what he said about Destiny and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare selling best on XP, which is North American reports from the end of 2014. And he was right. I mean, he didn't post a link, but he's new. You know what I mean? Was only really his second video. And so you had all the typical asshats go in there and try to like exposed, and all the Oprahs that like want to, that they just want to talk about men. Yeah, they're like exposed. Yeah, did you guys read Tim Dog's exposure of NeoGAF?
Yes.
I tweeted that out. He did a hell of a job with that. I was like, not only did he do a good job writing that, he had all the evidence. Like, he saved all the posts. He had the links. He had the pictures. He had everything. I was like, this is really well done. I tweeted it out, and I was surprised. Like, so many people read it.
I was going to comment. He did it really well, and you're right. And he did have everything to back it up: links, pictures. And I was going to say something, but I didn't. Even though it was an amazing article, but unfortunately, this day and age, because of the media and the new age gamer logic, that will fall under blind eyes. And some people will read it, and like I saw a couple people commented on it, and were like, "Holy shit, that's an eye opener." They really didn't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Literally, that is another definitive proof of just biasm, and it was professionally wrote, and he had all his sources. You could give that to the editor at GameSpot or IGN, and they'll just be like, "Okay, let's just put that under the desk."
Right.
It's like
They're gonna say it had too much A button.
Hey, I remember when I pointed that out, man. I was like, how the hell does a game lose a a 1.5 for too much A button, or what was it, Metal Gear Solid 5, right? Perfect 10 for most places. But they said the story was lacking and the multiplayer was broken, and there's game-breaking bugs in the game, and it gets a perfect 10.
I agree. I'm not trying to shit on
And even the microtransaction system, like, no one covered that, and that was kind of strange to me. I don't know. I mean, a perfect 10, even for that, is kind of stretching.
And I agree with what you said before. I'm not trying to shit on Metal Gear. I played Metal Gear 2. That's the only one I played. But I've always heard great things about the stories. I got people at work that love the game. It's an iconic franchise. But I agree with what you said about, I think, as a last hurrah, it was going to get a 10 out of 10 no matter what.
Yeah, and I said that, and people go, well, maybe it was just a good game. I was like, it probably is a good game, but is it a 10 out of 10?
You're like, okay, Gears of War, they're waiting on multiplayer. Metal Gear Solid, like you said, it's not ready, but 10 out of 10.
And did you say, I got attacked for that, man. People are like, no, because Gears is known for multiplayer and Metal Gear isn't. And I was trying to tell them, I played Metal Gear Online on the PS3. I played Metal Gear Online on PS3, so I know for a fact that people played that, and if it's still, regardless of whether it's known for it as a big thing or not, when you have something that's supposed to be there and it's not there at launch, how can it be a 10 out of 10? A 10 should be a game with no game-breaking bugs, launch with the stuff it's supposed to, and play the way it's supposed to.
It should be perfect.
That's why it's rare for a game, like, even though like a lot of people hate on my reviews and stuff, if you ever watch them, they're actually pretty in depth and well done, and you know what I mean? It's like, it's outside of maybe a sports game or like a racing game, a perfect score. I think I've given one to, I think, maybe Forza Horizon 2, which was a brilliant game. Like, I love that game. It was like, it was everything that it was like, it's an amazing game. Like, I was in a car club. I started one for my channel, and I think I had like 500-600 people in it. I mean, that is fantastic. It's very sociable. It was awesome. It looked great. It played great. You know what I mean? That's what I was talking about with Next Generation, and I was just really excited for it. And and I love it. That's part of the reason why I'm such an Xbox fan, because they're the one. Look, we're getting another Forza, 3 Forzas, no Gran Turismos. You know what I mean? That's
somebody had said it about how Forza 5 got a 10 out of 10, and it didn't have nearly as much shit as Forza 6 has. Forza 6 has improved everything, and it got it gets 8 out of 10. Now this is just strictly for GameSpot, and that, like we were talking about pre-show, because the replay is not 60 frames per second.
Right.
The replay.
Yeah, the replay is only
frames per second.
Third, and what's really funny is they gave Forza 5 a better score, but they said Forza 6 is the better game. You know what I mean? So I always thought that was kind of interesting. And it's like, you notice there's not like that bad review score for Metal Gear, as far as I could tell, like that. And this doesn't really happen to Sony either, where and multiplayer platform games, like a universally loved game for Sony or a multi-platform games like Metal Gear, they won't get those random 4 out of 10s or 5 out of 10s like Xbox games. Well, I think it's some kind of ploy. They're like, hey, let's not ever let an Xbox game reach that 90 Metacritic. Like, to me, Ori and the Blind Forest should have hit it. Forza 6 should have hit it. There's just a couple games. I mean, probably I would say that Sunset Overdrive should have came much closer to hitting it than it did. I feel like if some of these games were on the PlayStation 4, that they would score a lot better. You know what I mean? Like, if you could just look at or some of the, like, Ori and the Blind Forest, if that was a PS4 game, they would have been doing live streams of that shit for 2 months. You know what I mean? They would still be talking about it. They'd be like, Ori and the Blind Forest. They talk about Rezo.
Real quick, okay, I don't really know the whole thing. Is No Man's Sky really fucking $60?
Yeah, they're saying that it's a placeholder. The placeholder was $75, but I guess it's going to be a full $60 game.
Yeah, over here it was listed for £42. Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, that was a game I was also going to, because I like, honestly, I would have put on space music and just listened to it, because I like exploring, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pay for it. And I think I said this during E3 when that guy, that clueless developer, came out on stage, and he's like scanning the planet.
Yeah.
He's like scanning the planet, and he's like, he's like, see, no alien life. He walks directly across the fucking water. There's alien life right there. I'm like, oh my god, dude. So,
he was also
I'm
crying.
so excited. I'm like, they have not shown. Honestly, that game is not going to have any long-lasting appeal. All you're doing is just exploring planets. Yeah. He goes, there's going to be over 500 million planets that no one will ever explore. Now, how the fuck did you put them in there?
Yeah. It's randomly generated, and people act like that's a big deal. Toe Jam and Earl randomly generated planets back in the day. Like the planet, like when you did the different levels, the higher levels just randomly generated the design. So, I mean, it was, it's not something that's a new concept. And to me, it's like when you see a $60 game, to me, I always think of, what's it going to give you? And I'll agree, like certain games, if they're only multiplayer only, probably shouldn't be $60. If they're single player only, to me that's kind of iffy. Like, I know they got to make money and stuff, but like Titanfall probably would have done better with 30 at launch since it was only multiplayer. Destiny maybe as well. I don't know. It's like, and just going back to Destiny, I don't know if you guys played that Defiance game on 360.
Oh, was that one with the show? Was it?
Yeah, right. It is right. Like it came out.
I played that for a while.
Yeah, it's really good. That's what I thought Destiny would be. I thought Destiny would be a AAA kind of version of that, but first-person shooter, right? Because Defiance is a third-person MMO, and an MMO kind of thing is like you can have hundreds of people attacking a boss at the same time. You know what I mean? There's a story. It's like really good, and I thought Destiny would be like a really amped-up version of that, and it wasn't. So I guess I was a little bit disappointed. But I hope they make that backwards compatible because I would like to get back into that game. It was really fun.
So it was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I think it's free to play now, but I actually bought it when it came out, so it was I thought it was a really good deal. But I've been keeping you guys in here for almost an hour and a half. Do you guys have anything you want to close with real quick, like your Twitter handles, any kind of thing you want to plug, like Twitch or whatever? You guys can go ahead and do that.
Well, this is John Place, and you guys know me as Techno Fabulous.
Techno Fabulous.
I would just like to leave saying, we've had a pretty good conversation tonight, and I just to kind of sum up things for me, a lot of Xbox people, we went through hell at the beginning of launch. It was real rough.
Oh yeah.
There was a perception, not only by the media, but by gamers, and with the Kinect spying on us, and digital
Yeah, watch out.
I've kind of taken a new approach, and it's worked real well with me. At first, I felt like I needed to defend Xbox because we were under arrest. I mean, every time you turned around, the Xbox One was being insulted, whether it was resolution or the games or the Kinect. Well, since then, I feel like as gamers, we need to kind of step above that. And for me, I mean, I'm an Xbox-only gamer, and it's not because I'm a fanboy. It's just because it's the same thing as if someone would prefer Coke or Pepsi. I prefer to play on one console. They have all the games I need, and I fully stand behind Xbox. But I pretty much I like getting on Twitter, but I'm taking more of a positive approach. I don't even really worry about Sony. If you're confident in your console, you don't need to worry about the other console. We have a great game lineup. I mean, we've Halo 5, Forza 6. I mean, we've Gears Ultimate. We've got great games next year. We got a whole lineup. So I feel like
Breaker, bro. You're like way far out.
damn it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Jesus. But anyway, but I feel like as Xbox One owners, we should be proud of our console. We should support it, and to be honest with you, let those Sony guys say what they want, do what they want, because we're better than that. And we need to start supporting our console and worry about Xbox One and not about the PS4.
So John, what you're saying is we're better than PlayStation gamers, and we know it. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with John. It's sometimes I think a little. They said also with John. I'm a fan. I'm a huge Xbox fan. I prefer it. I'll play other consoles. I have a PS4, PS3, 360. I don't have Wii U, but
Oh, you're not a Wii U weirdo?
What's that?
You're not a Wii U weirdo?
Yeah, no, Wii U weirdo. But a lot of times it's a lot of times it's mostly me just reading stuff, and I'm definitely not involved with the whole fanboy war and stuff like I used to be like a couple years ago. Like I would comment everything on forum like fuck you. Now I think it's just slowly kind of getting right with me, and one of the steps was not following those big sites anymore, just following a couple,
you can't let them pull you down into all that hatred and stuff, because if we're not careful, I know that people call them Sony ponies, but they're really gamers just like we are. The problem is that if you let that consume you, then we're no better than they are.
And I agree. And a lot of people, there's people at work, even at work that I know that would, like to church talk shit. But here's the thing. Whether, people say you're defending a piece of plastic, I'm a passionate gamer, so that's how I'm going to act. I don't fucking care if, people are like, oh, you dude. Like, I remember that one time we called out, we called out Square Triangle, remember, during the winter? He tried to say, I tried to get a shout out.
Yeah.
And we, I was able, but he'd said to us, same thing, like, you guys are putting allegiance to a piece of plastic. It's not about that. It's just, to me, that's us as true gamers. And like John said, it's hard sometimes, though. I admit it is hard sometimes because I'm so passionate about gaming. And also, like, when I see a fact and I see someone literally trying to pussyfoot and skip around a fact, that's what bothers me. I'm like,
right, I mean, councils are councils, gamers are gamers. We all have our favorite child. Everyone has. I mean, it's hard not to have a passion behind that because there's so much biasm. I mean, I try to preach equality. I'll talk about PlayStation. I'll talk about Wii. I'll talk about Microsoft. Yeah, I am going to have that fiery passion for Xbox. Just, that's who I am.
Yeah, you're like, screw Sony, go to hell.
I know. I try to keep a cap on it because really, I mean, there's so much hate in the community. I don't want to add to it. So
yeah, and that's how I was at too, and that's where. But like what my point I was getting to is sometimes it's hard to kind of just sit on the sidelines.
You have a passion.
And that's where exactly it's kind of hard to just like, all right, dude, you're gonna say this, well, fuck you, boom, say this and that. But that's I agree with John.
It's not just passion; it's intelligence as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yes. You're saying you're smarter than Sony fans. I agree with that statement too.
Get the going.
Yeah. So I completely agree. I completely agree with that statement too. What about you, Last Devastation? Any closing words?
Mainly just thank you for like having me on the show and all that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Also, thank you for inviting us. Appreciate it. It was a blast.
No problem, man. It's been fun, man. It's like, like I forget sometimes that it's just fun to just hang out and talk with like fans and stuff, and just mostly gaming, which is what we just talked about, like our love of gaming and Xbox and things like that. So that's really cool, and I kind of want to get it back to that a little bit more. Just because that's a lot more fun than some of the other stuff. Just like I like goofing off and like talking shit, but also just the love and the passion for gaming is always something that I'm always going to want to be doing. So.
Yeah.
What about you, Jamie? We got anything closing with? I know it's like super late where you're at.
That's all right. Well, yeah, thanks for having us on. But I'd like to take the time to say, like, for 2 years, Xbox guys and girls have both took it pretty bad. Like all the media crap, all the other people telling you like your product choice is bad, and it made us realize like the whole Twitter thing, like the Xbox community, like kind of rose up out of it, and I've never seen that with anything before, and I'm proud to be part of the Xbox community because I haven't seen it with any other product, and
fuck yeah,
I agree.
All I can say is go Xbox.
You know what? Hey, just real quick, Jamie, you made a great point. Was that originally, man, for years it was a cool thing, man. If you hated on Xbox on YouTube or anything, that was a good way to get hits and stuff. And it's not so much like that anymore. It's like Xbox has really come a long way. It's not really as hated. You'll still see some stuff from the mainstream media hate on the Xbox here and there, and it won't be as fair. But as far as like spitting in the wind, if you're a pro Xbox dude, it's not so much like that anymore, and I think that that's great, man. So that's a great point. What about you, Jay Williams? I know you're the graphic god, and you do great graphic work. So.
Well, I'd just like to say thanks for inviting me on. I've been getting a lot of requests to go on different podcasts, and I'm just trying to get my feet wet. I am still not 100% comfortable with talking in this forum, mainly because of when I'm here, I feel like I'm just watching, and I sometimes forget to contribute.
Yeah, so. You know what? It's difficult, man. I'm trying to. I'm so used to like doing it. You know what I do, like BGST, and everybody just knows what to boss hog their way in. You know what I mean? Like I gotta remember to just that's what they do, man. They're like boss hog their way in. Like like Next Gen he'll be like yo yeah, or Showstopper. We all know how to just jump in. You know what I mean? It's like I forget when you're doing something a little bit more laid back. You gotta
so used to watching you guys every day.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's fun though. I mean, you guys had a good time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good.
I'm
awesome,
glad I was
man.
able to actually be able to talk to John and Graphic God and Jamie. I mean, I see your guys' tweets and stuff all the time. Last Devastation, it was fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate everyone stopping by. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next week. I might be doing this.
Hello.
He's roboting.
Will. Oh, I'm roboting, huh? Yeah. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I said I might do this again like every other week or something if you guys are ever interested in doing it again. You know, maybe I'll like have some topics ready and stuff next time. Today I just kind of want to just shoot the shit a little bit and just have some fun. So, but anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks and thanks.